Hi, so in this video I want to continue my live coding session that I started yesterday, and in that session I started implementing this feature for my search and subs script, which allows you to play the search results that search and subs produces in MPV player. So you search for some word and subtitles, and then all of those subtitles that it found can be played immediately in MPV player, and you can watch the search results of the search results from search and subs in MPV player. So I got this idea from a suggestion that I received on GitHub. Let me just open it real quick. And I kind of had that idea, like the thought has crossed my mind before, but I just kind of, it slipped somewhere into the back of my mind. But then someone suggested this feature, and it was a very nice suggestion. So I decided to go ahead and implement it, and also make this live coding video series, kind of documenting the process. So yeah, there's that. Now. So what we got so far is that, like, I implemented the main thing that we have a working like a working code right now. So we can search for our word in subtitles. Here's the search results. And if we want to play them in MPV player, we need to pass the -p option, or the long version is --edl-play. And if I press enter,
att man som historielärare måste vara duktig på, alltså om man ska kolla upp en historisk händelse så kollar ju alla på Wikipedia.
Att med sina elever skriva på Wikipedia som ett sätt att lära sig om Wikipedia.
So as you can see, it's playing search results right now. There's still some like a little bug that I remembered, like something that I forgot to check yesterday while I was coding this, and that's the chapters that get created for basically so that you can navigate between the search results. So right now it is working. Kind of the chapters do get created, but they are duplicated right now because we have 3 files in total. Like, we have the main EDL that then sources the video.edl and the subtitles.edl. And so we have like chapters from the main EDL, then from the video EDL, and from the subtitles EDL, like all of them here and overlapping with each other. But I mean, it still works. I can still press shift, or like my shortcut for changing chapters is shift down and shift up. So it's still able to navigate them, although right now it's not really doing anything for some reason. I guess it's not working as well. So like if I try to go to the previous chapter, it gets stuck. But that doesn't matter, because the way to fix that is basically, let me run the search again, and I'll use the K option that we also implemented yesterday, which will keep the temporary files that get generated for MPV to be able to play this thing. So now I'll quit this, and we have our files in this cache search and subs directory. There they are. And now I can open that stuff in Vim, and we can just like edit this. I'll just like edit it here for demonstration purposes, but then we'll of course add the relevant code to the script. So like I already kind of tried out a few things ahead of time, and basically what I found out is the only thing that I can do is I can disable chapters on one of the streams, and that almost sorts everything out, but not quite. And I think I can't really do anything better than that. Let me show you what I mean. So so I added the no chapters to this new stream, which means that none of the chapters from this video.edl file will get added, nor will there be a chapter for this track that still gets created for some reason. It's kind of weird, but it's not even like it's not even a range of like of any video. It's just sources of file basically. But that's how EDL, like MPV's EDLs work. But so if I save this right now and exit and then play that main.edl. So if I bring up the chapters again, so we almost have everything that we need. We don't have any duplicates anymore, but we still have this chapter 1 that says like video.edl, and that's because like I said, it also creates a chapter for this. But like if I put no chapters here, then there will be no chapters at all. So like no chapters. I mean, that's kind of like, and there's no way around it. So like the only thing I can do is just is this basically. So we'll have to have this like extra chapter 1 that is just overlaps actually with chapter 2. But I mean, that's the kind of the best we can do at the moment, I think. So yeah, but the navigation works, everything is working well, and we have also the chapters are also named by just taking the first line from the subtitle. So just to distinguish them from one another more easily. I mean, I guess I could like make it include the entire subtitle and just like then make it all in a single line, so, or like concatenate all the lines of the subtitle and make that the chapter's title, but I'll leave it at this for the time being. So so yeah, let's just like add this to the code real quick, and this is very easy. It's the only thing we need to do is very simply, let's see, here's the code for that adds this that creates the main.edl file, and let's see, so so new stream. Okay, so now I'll just make a copy of this line, and I'll add no chapters here. Save it, and now I can just play it. So it recreated all of the temporary files, and now we have the chapters. Oh, it doesn't have them there anymore, but I mean, let me. So if I keep the files, we see that it created the same thing that I was creating manually just a few minutes ago. So we sorted that out, sort of, at least in the best way that we can. Now the next thing that I wanted to work on, so let me delete this because we're done with that. So this is our SRT to vid thing is like I talked about it in the previous video in this live coding series. Basically, yeah, like what we have, like MPV works, or not MPV, but search and subs works with SRT files. So the script has also has to guess somehow where is the video file for that subtitle. And I tried to sort of basically I made a kind of a sort of temporary solution yesterday, but today I think I came up with a better one, and I'll try to implement it right now. Basically, we need to figure out a way to match in a reliable way this part of the subtitle file's name. So that this part of the file name can consist of either just the .srt extension or this another extension with the language code. So the language code can be there or not there. And the problem is that, again, like I talked about this yesterday, but just to remind ourselves real quick, I think I have some notes here from yesterday. Let me look through that real quick so that so let's say we have a file named main dot or let's say name dot blah, which is not a language code, dot srt. So, and I can't just use some pattern to remove this part of the subtitle file's name that goes something like dot star dot srt, because the star can be something that is just part of the file name and not this language code extension. So I figured it'd be nice to find out what language codes there are, and this way we can make it more robust. And so what I did is I searched through the MPV's repo, and I found this this file there that has basically this map of language codes that kind of maps. I think it maps mostly two letter codes to 3 letters, but sometimes also 3 letters to 3 letters. It's just, I guess, that's what MPV uses to determine what language it is, and maybe it has somewhere else where it can translate it and say it oh, this is English, or etc. But this only maps the equivalent language codes to each other. But the thing is that it has all of the language codes that we need, so I'll just copy all of this stuff, and then we will create a shell glob pattern out of this so that we can match exactly the language codes only, basically. Copy this, and let's go to Vim. Let's open up a new buffer, create a new buffer. Tab new, sometimes I mess this up, but basically here we have our stuff. I'll just select everything, get rid of that indentation, and so let's see. So I need to remove, I don't need to select this, but let's use the substitute command and get rid of this. So I like to use this variant of regular expressions in Vim that you activate with this \v option. I'll also just mention there's this website vimregex.com where you can read all about how Vim's regular expressions work, and this \v is is it not? Seriously, it should be here. I mean, I guess it's somewhere. Patterns. Okay, since I started on this track, let me search for Google it. Vim regex magic. That's kind of how those variations are called. Help. Man, I thought it was on that page, but it's not. Didn't mean to waste any time on this. Oh, wait a second. Okay, so here is a page from Vim Docs, and I think you can help magic here. Okay, yeah, this is the table that I was looking for, basically, and the command to access it is help / magic, and you can see like what different modes it has for like different to change how the special characters and regular expressions behave. But yeah, I'll leave all of these links in the description to this video. This is still a good page. It just for some reason doesn't have, or maybe it's somewhere on the website, information about this magic stuff. Yeah. So I'll leave these links in the description. So just like another like thing about those language codes, those are probably based on the ISO 639 standard, and it has like a bunch of different language codes. The first set, the ISO 6391 standard, consists of like it only covers the 2-letter codes, and 6392 and 6393 cover 3-letter codes, but there's a lot of them. So that was kind of how I started researching this initially, but yeah, it got too complicated. Basically, what I did find though that might be just kind of worth including is like if you go to this ISO 639.1 page, there's this link here that goes, maybe it's not that link, it's this link. List of ISO. Okay, yeah, you go to like list ISO of ISO 639 language codes, and then at the bottom there is this link to this page, which is kind of also might come in handy someday. So I'll link to that in the description too, just in case. But we don't need to spend too much time on that, even though I feel like I'm already doing that. So okay, let's fix this thing. So I'll use the substitute command, and I'll use this \v flag here. Then I'll remove the curly brace at the beginning of the line, the quote, and also in the middle there I'll remove the quote, the comma, and the space, and the quote and the, or wait a second, let me leave this alone for now and just remove the thing at the end of the line, comma, and replace it with nothing. And okay, now we have this. So now I will replace that part in the middle comma this with a vertical line, or with a pipe as they call it. I guess I need to escape it or something. Oh yeah, okay, my regular expression is wrong. Okay, so we get this now, and it's almost what we need. So now I'll just join all of these lines by pressing Shift J multiple times. There's probably a faster way to do it in one keystroke, but I'm not gonna worry about that. I'll just merge all of this into a single line, and I'll replace the space, like all of the spaces, with the vertical line again. So now we have what we need. Now, so let's see, what are we trying to do? We're trying to match, we're trying to remove, we're trying to get the, you know, the part of the file name without, so let me just leave the file name here. So here is like a file name, and we need to get rid of this so that we can then match all of the files that are not SRT files in that directory, and pick out the first of them and assume that that's the video. That's gonna be my algorithm for now. That's kind of the best I could come up with. And I think it's probably gonna work for most of the cases. Like, why would you have any other files there except for the video file, unless you have something like external audio tracks. But then, yeah, I think I'll just leave it alone for now, because then I'll have to guess like all the possible video file extensions, or like somehow find out what they are. And well, we'll see about that. Maybe I'll come up with something. But in any case, this approach, what we're doing right now, it improves the matching, because right now it's like a bit of a hack, to be honest. So let's see. So we need to get that. So let me just kind of work on. Well, I'll just call it base name for now. This is probably going to be a temporary variable, probably. And I will so I need to take this video file variable and remove a bit from the end of the line, which goes like this, dot. Well, there's dot srt at the end, but before that there's possibly, and this is like an extended glob pattern. You can enable extended globbing in shell. If you don't know how to do this, it's shopt-s ext glob. So that's you can also check if it's enabled by not giving it any option. So ext glob on. If you want to disable it, you pass -u. If you want to enable it, it's -s. And so you can just include it in your bash rc and enable it so that it's always enabled in your terminal. I have it enabled. I use it very often. So that's what that is. but so it kind of allows you to do some additional things, and one of the things it allows you to do is to have this kind of part of the glob that is either there or not there. It's kind of like in regular expressions, question mark has the same meaning, so it has that too. Now the at sign allows you to have a list of possibilities there. There's things that could it's like either one or one or two or three and so on. So like this would match the part that either .srt or if there is or potentially .1.srt, .2.srt or .3.srt. So all of that will be matched. But of course this part will replace with our with this thing that we figured out. So let me see, VF. How do I select? Never mind. I'll just do this. I forgot how to go to the last character on the line, but I don't need to worry about that right now. So I'll just paste this. Oops. Oh, I pasted from the wrong buffer. But here, so this is our glob pattern. So let's test it out first to make sure that it actually does what we want. I'll just exit the script here so that because we only need to test what it does. If anything, oh, I didn't pass the play option. So okay, it did not work apparently. So okay, let's break it down. Break it down. So what's going on here? Why didn't it work? It's because I forgot the parenthesis, probably. Closing one. Yeah, it looks like. Or okay, let me just try this. Oh, the SV for Swedish is here, so it should match it, but something's not working. So let me remove this for a second and see if this does what we want. No. Okay, so the problem is not with that huge thing, but apparently I'm missing something. So what's the deal? I don't know. Let me try to figure it out on the command line. So I'll go a equals that. I'll save it to a variable. Go echo a so dot sv dot srt is what we want to remove, right? So that's what we want, but maybe this doesn't. Yeah, okay, this apparently does not really work. Well, no big deal, because I can, or yeah, okay, this is just something that I'm not fully getting about how this globbing works. So it matches. Yeah, for some reason it doesn't work this way. Okay, so what can I do? I can use this. Well, this is annoying. thought I would be able to do it this way. Okay, let me just take a look at Bash's manual. Maybe I will figure something out from that. So here's, by the way, all the patterns that like the extended globbing, or like all of the constructs that this ext glob shell option enables. So this matches 0 or 1 occurrence of the given patterns. It's like question mark dot srt. Even so, like, yeah. I don't know how to interpret this really. Matches 0 or more occurrences. Matches 1 or more occurrences, one of the given patterns, and anything except. Yeah, well, what? I mean, I could remove it in like 2 steps, I guess. So in this case, it'll be I guess like first base name equals video file. First remove the .srt thing, and then that stuff. It would be nice to do it in one go, but I don't know like how to do that. Yeah. I mean, I could also use sed to like have a regular expression there, but I mean, maybe that wouldn't work either. Maybe there's a similar thing there, but let's see what happens. So, I mean, this works. There was also this remark here, or note, that says that complicated extended pattern matching against long strings is slow. Well, we don't have long strings, but we have a complicated pattern, especially when patterns contain alterations and the strings contain multiple matches. Well, we could have multiple. No, when we have one match here, like there's no, we're just removing no multiple matches. Using separate matches against shorter strings, or using arrays of strings instead of a single long string may be faster. Okay, I mean, I think since our string is short and we don't have multiple matches, the fact that we have a complicated pattern is still okay. I mean, yeah, probably not a problem. So, so again, okay, now we have this base name. Now we need to figure out the video file. So this part, like its purpose is just like to know the video file name. So I guess, yeah, I'll replace this base name with video file here. And so we can just now do, like, we can get rid of this because we've kind of, we covered that. Let me just see if there's no, like, I mean, this doesn't really make sense. I think I even wrote this code, like, because, well, it doesn't matter. I don't need to, like, analyze my code that I'm about to discard. So, let me just do this basically. So we have the base name, and now we can just go dot star to match. Not quite that. So let me kind of take it one step at a time. I'll keep this for a second, just to show what is happening. So let's see. Right now we have this. So no extension. We need to check to see if, like, here I can, like, echo kind of the same thing that would get put into an array here. Right now we get, oh, like, no, this sucks. This is, like, unreadable. So to make it readable, I'll use printf instead, and just print them. This way they'll get printed on separate lines here. So this is all the matches of this glob. So this won't work because it will match the SRT again. So we'll need to exclude the SRT files from this, and we can do that with, again, with these extended shell globbing patterns by using the exclamation mark, and then in parentheses we put SRT. So we replaced the star with not SRT, and that should, or wait, why didn't it work? Dot SRT. Oh, that's because it's not .srt, that's .srt, like some stuff .srt. We have all of this, so I guess I'll have to include this thing again, because so that it's consistent with what was done before, so that it kind of, it's basically splits all of the possibilities into two, like SRT files and not SRT files. And since we did determined like the base name by using this process, I should kind of do the same here. So yeah, I guess it's like this. No, not quite. Okay, so I'm kind of getting a little bit, things are getting a bit complicated here, so let me take a short break and come back to it in a few minutes. Okay, so now that I've taken a look at this with fresh eyes, I see that I forgot a dot here, and that's probably the reason why it doesn't work. Yeah, but what also occurred to me is that maybe this entire long thing is not really necessary, because maybe I don't know. Like, so let's see. I need to get rid of all of the SRT files, or what do I need to do? I need to get rid of video file. So I need to have this match all of the files that are not SRT files. The problem is that there are not SRT files that begin with this part of the name that we determined by with this operation. But then, like, there could be a language code there, and like, it doesn't really matter what that language code is. It's just that there could be one, because like we already have this part, so we don't need to worry about the precise language code, because like we already determined the what we call the base name, and let me see. Let me first test this and then see if I can explain it any better. So does this work? Okay, this works. So yeah, like basically the base name already matches this part, and then we just need to get rid of the SRT and potentially another thing with like another part starting with a dot, which stands for language code. But since we already have this main part determined, we don't need to worry about that situation. Man, why can't I find anything? Like, probably didn't save it, but we had this like name dot blah dot like SRT and name dot blah dot mkv. So we already determined what the name.blah is. It's this video file variable. So like if there is like a file that is called, for example, name.blah.en.srt, this will still take care of it. So this is fine. So I'll leave it at that. Yeah. Okay, so we have this. This is gonna be our way to determine the video file, and that's what I'm gonna put here in this array. So the array, the reason I use an array here is because there could be potentially multiple matches, but our sort of like heuristic that we're using here will just like assume that the first thing that matches that is going to be our video file, and if there are any other matches, we just need to discard them. But this is just a way to save that all into a variable, and then I can just like use video file here, because even though it's an array, just saying video file without anything is equivalent to saying this video file index 0. So just the variable name matches the first element in the array. That's how bash works. Yeah, okay, so we can delete this buffer, done with that. And okay, so let's see if everything still works.
Att man som historielärare måste vara duktig på, alltså om man ska kolla upp en.
Okay, so everything looks fine. So I take it that we've succeeded. Yeah, so we're done with that. Okay, now I wanted to also do some cleanup of this generate EDL file function that we wrote yesterday, because like I looked at this and then I realized that it's kind of weird that I pass the match results to this function. Why don't I just like do all the matching inside of it? So this is just like, hopefully it's gonna not gonna take very long. I just wrote down some variable names for myself here to use so that I don't have to think about what to call them while I'm recording. So I'll just call this one time codes. So this will just take in the raw time codes from the SRT file. It's like hours, minutes, seconds, comma, milliseconds, then space, dash dash, greater than sign, again space, and then the second time code. So like this is what the time code's is gonna be. Then we're gonna do the matching inside of here, and I'll do like, I'll call this variable parts, and it's gonna be equal to basically I can move this stuff. I can just cut this from here because arg2 is our time codes. So I just need to take this and so let me see, parts equals time codes. Yeah, but this is only gonna save, so I need to save it into a table, and I believe this is how I can do that. Let me just do a quick check though. So how can I test that? So let's say a equals I don't know, like 1, 2, 3. And that's gonna be a string, and then we're gonna do a match, and we'll have a like just so that it outputs multiple. Wait, it's not. Yeah, like D, whatever, for digit. So okay, now it outputs 3 things, right? And let's call, say, b equals, and then put it into a table, and then b equals b. It's a table, but what is b1? It's 1. b2 is 2, and b3 is 3. So yeah, that's how we put everything into a table. Because if I didn't put these curly braces around it, it would only save the first return value to the variable, and that's not what I want. Okay, so we have the parts thing, and then so yeah, that should return what we need, and start and length, that's what I wanted to rename them to, because I thought, like, I kind of looked at this code again, and then these S and L don't really make sense anymore for like after you have like stepped away from it and kind of forgot a little bit of what you were doing. So this is better for like readability. Timecodes parts, start and length. I put all of those in. I mean, this should be fine. Let's see. So if this, yeah, if this function doesn't work, nothing would happen. And it didn't work. Okay, so what's the problem? Come on, like, it's just a quick fix. Convert time codes. Well, okay. Let me just test it. Where is the part where it is being called? Generate. see a line here. Okay. So like, what did it generate? Let's see. Maybe I can just look at the files and it will become clear. There are no files. Okay. So something didn't work. Okay. No biggie. Exit. Okay, we have this attempt to perform arithmetic on field string value. Well, okay, let me just kind of do some tests to see what's happening here. So first, like, print time codes. Is that what I think it is? Yes, it is. Okay. And next, print parts. Well, that's actually a table, but okay, I get a table. Like in Lua, that's not really. I have to do like a loop. Can I remember how to do it? I'm not gonna bother with that right now. 0, 0. I guess I'll just have to like go parts. Ah, okay, I know what happened. It's because it says arg here and not parts. There. And now it should be fine. Yeah. Let's get rid of that thing that we put there. Where is the thing? Here's the thing.
Att man som historielärare måste vara duktig på.
Okay. Everything looks fine, so that cleanup is done. Yeah. I'll still keep these like called A and B because that kind of makes sense. It's like a B loop. That yeah, that's not a big deal. But the start and length look more readable if I, because they're being passed here and it's just like S L. What is that? Yeah. Yeah, okay, don't need that anymore. I'm done with that. Okay, so now these features. So I guess, should I just continue, or maybe I can make it a separate part? Yeah, you know what? I'll cut this video short here so that I don't like overwhelm myself, and so that these videos are not too long, because the previous one I recorded was very long. So let's try to manage that better. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you found this video interesting and valuable, and I'll see you in the next one.